Welcome everyone. My name is Marilyn, Stamping Creations with Marilyn, coming to you from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. And I'd like to welcome you to my Thursday Live. I am going to show you how to make 4 different cards. I've got the paper cut, so it shouldn't take me too long, hopefully. So I'd like to ask you to just hop on, say hi, let me know where you're watching from. I see Betty from Calgary is still having a whole bunch of wind, which we had today as well. But it sure has made the snow disappear. So that's a good thing in my part of the world. Yay! So please put comments in. I will try to follow them. If I can't, I will get back to you later. And I appreciate you so much being here with me, sharing this crafting community and commenting, like my video, subscribe to my channel. That would be wonderful as well. And I'm going to flip over to my desktop so we can get started, as long as everything works. It is my desktop. Just wanted to remind you about this journal that I have on Amazon. I created it. It's on Amazon for you if you'd like to purchase it. It is full of pages that you can do your planning for your project and make notes and whatever. So there's lots of pages in there, and it comes shipped by Amazon. So I'd appreciate your support with that as well. A couple other things that are happening. If you remember from last week, bonus days started on the 6th. Here in Canada, for every $60 you spend, you get a $6 coupon that you can spend in February. And do not lose those emails with the coupon on them, because Stampin' Up! Cannot resend them to you. That's the only way that you can get them. Hello, Pam. I see you're on there. And Smiley from Minnesota. Sorry I can't see your name, but welcome. Good to see you there. So bonus days, I know in the US, it's $5 for every 50 you spend, but you still get your rewards, and you have some coupons to use for the next month. So please enjoy that. Product of the month for January is this stamp set, which I just received today, and I did use for some of my words. I just love it. The fonts are really neat. The biggest issue I had was trying to find a die that would cut them out, because I didn't like them just on a plain strip of paper. So I did manage to do that on some, which I'll show you towards the end. And if you're looking for that in Canada, again, if you spend $100, you can buy this for $5. So a wonderful deal. And it comes in our new packaging. So it's only while supplies last. If you did not get the paper from December, which I am using tonight, last I heard it was still available as well. So you would have to spend $100 and get the December, then $100 and get the January if you want both. But they are only while supplies last. So that's another thing you can look through. Again, if you're in Canada and do not have a demonstrator yet, I'd love to help you out there. And you can send me an email or a message, and I will reach out to you and send you a catalog and all that kind of good things. So I'm going to start. I don't know if you can see that, and I will have everything, all the measurements and instructions on a tutorial in my email on Tuesday. So make sure you're subscribed to my email newsletter, and you will be able to make these 4 cards. So I'm starting with a regular 8.5 by 5.5 scored in the middle, and I do have a white layer for the inside, which I'm just going to put in now. And hello, Catherine. Hello, Kathleen. Please keep visiting and chatting there and asking questions. And I do not have a moderator. My moderator has, she's gone on a holiday, so she won't be back for a couple months, but we'll manage, won't we? So there's the inside of my card. Then for the outside, and this all started with, I had a sample from Hetty Jones for making 4 cards using a 6x6 sheet of DSP. Now this is not part of that 6x6. This is a little bit extra. So that is a 5x3 3/4 goes on there. Then I have a strip of the cardstock. But this was a 3x3 piece of designer paper cut into 1-inch strips there. So I think I did this for my team a few months ago, and then showed them during our team meeting. And I said it took me about an hour to make all 4. Once I had the paper, well, no, I had to cut the paper for that one too. This one I'm hoping certainly won't take an hour because that's not my style. But if I do have time, I do have a box, and I have a couple samples of those that these cards will fit in, that Lillian Kemp shared a few months ago. A simple box to make, and it's a great way to package these up and use them as a gift. So if I have time, I'll show you that. And if not, I'll just describe it, and I'm sure you can figure it out. But I love sharing these kind of things with you. So as I said, please subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends. The more the merrier. And we'll just keep having a great time crafting together. Whether you're crafting with me, if you ever want to do that, let me know, and I'll try to come up with a project that is easier for me to send the instructions quickly to you, and you can craft along. So somebody else got their stamp like mine today. Looks good. And let us know, what have you been crafting? I had my monthly card class today with Betty and Pam. Others are welcome to join, just let me know. But due to other circumstances, they were the only 2 that could join me today. So we had a great time visiting and creating and learning together. That's what it's all about. It's we all decided that, I think that one goes that way. You certainly don't have to be perfect with your creations. I think I've decided that a long time ago. It's and it's something I hear quite often. Better to be done than perfect. So there is my first card. With my 3 1-inch strips. So that was a 3x3 cardstock or designer paper. And then for my greeting, this is using one of those from that new set. And I'm going to just put it on with dimensionals. So, losing things, Pam. Yes. Pam created a card, and then when it came to show and tell, which we do at the end of our class, she couldn't find it. She finally found it in the garbage can, not on purpose. But so there's card 1. Then I have card 2, again using Night of Navy for my base and the designer paper from the blue product of the month from December. So this one, I have my card base, I have my white for the inside, which if you want, of course, you could stamp on the inside. I tend to not do that very often. Sometimes I do designer paper on the inside. Then designer paper, which is 5 1/4 by 4. So just our regular first layer. Oh, and while I'm thinking of it, and before I forget, last week's card, which is why I asked you all to put comments in, is this one, and it was won by Linda. So Linda, that will be coming to you. I do the draw the like Thursday afternoon. I did it after my class today. So anytime you you comment, sorry, that's going to go there. I just want to know where I'm going to put this piece. So this is just again for a bit of variance. This one I do have to cut. Lucky I read my notes. So for just variety again, this one I'm taking my 3x3 and I'm going to cut it corner to corner. Notice I started in the middle, because if you don't do that, quite often you're going to end up making the corners really bubbly, I guess, for lack of a better description. And then these just go on. You can see that's the other side of this paper. Because I'm working with square, doesn't matter which corner I put them on. Hello, Yvonne. Thank you for the Christmas card I received today. I have it in my showing basket for later tonight. So, because it was very similar to one of the cards that we had in the card class today. So this is another 3x3 square, as you can see, just the square. And when I show you the others, you'll see how different they look just using different colored cardstock, which always amazes me. I think, oh, that can't be, but it is. And got a little bit of, I'll try to explain how I cut that one, a little bit of extra pieces there, but you can put any kind of sayings on these. So there's card 2, and we're hardly started for our time slot, right? So then card 3 I have is my regular base again. And like I said, these I would think would make great gifts, like a set of 4 cards and envelopes. They fit in the box perfectly. And of course they will be matching if you do it like this or similar to this, using the same DSP. This one goes this way. I've got another designer paper. This one's cut again at 5 1/4 by 4. And because these all came from the same blues package, they do all coordinate, as Stampin' Up! Does so well. This one's 5 1/4 by 2. And if you are using the ones that have to go a certain direction, you might want to do something a little different with them. And then this one is just a regular 3" on 3 1/4. And all the varying colors. And this one I'm going to put, I think, just a minute till I look at this. Yeah, I think over to the side a little bit with dimensional on either end, because it's going to be over this layer. And then maybe some adhesive in here. Aren't those words in that set are just amazing. There's card 3. And then card 4. So get my little, this one's going to take a little bit longer. My card 4 paper. I've done this one. Okay. It's at 4 1/4 by 11. And we have to score it because it's a book fold. So I'm going to score it at 5 1/2 and 6 3/4. So have you ever made a book fold before? If you have, you know what this is going to look like. But if you haven't, I'll try to explain as I go through. It's folded in half, which you would expect, so that it fits in the envelope and everything. And then where I scored that 6 3/4 is folded back on itself. And this piece is glued down. And I'm going to do that because I realize that my piece for the inside, I did not cut down. So while that's adhering, I want, this is 4, so I want it to be 4 inches square. And then that'll be my inside layer. So, Betty, you like making book fold cards. They're unique, I think. It's a little bit different. You can decorate it, of course. Any of them you can decorate how you want. But, so on there, I now have DSP and cardstock to go on the book binding part, I'm going to call it. It's not really binding, but it goes to give a bit of color there. And looks like I got a little bit too long on here. So I hope you've been enjoying the things from the new catalog. Shipping has been, well, my order, last week I ordered on Wednesday. It was shipped on Thursday, but it didn't arrive till today. So I was anxiously waiting for that. So I don't, obviously it wasn't a Stampin' Up! Shipping issue because they had it done in plenty of time. It was the carrier. So I have here, I'll just try and show you this. This was a 3 by 3 piece and it's cut in 1 1/2 inch. Yes, say just a minute. I think it was 1 1/2 inch squares. So I'm just going to put them on the Night of Navy background, and some papers you would really want to match up the design. One of the other ones I've got as a sample, I'll show you. This one you can see, or I can see, it does go there, like it, because it's cut from one piece. You can see that. And then this one, the leaves match up there. Sometimes it's like a jigsaw puzzle, putting it back together. How many of you like doing jigsaw puzzles? I know when Pam came to visit me in the fall, she realized that I like jigsaw puzzles. So we have that in common as well as our card making. So especially for the winter months in this part of the country, we like having a jigsaw puzzle out on the table. And these, when you put them on here, they don't have to be any certain distance as long as they all fit. And that's why I'm using liquid glue, and I'm certainly not making them permanent yet. I'm hoping I'll have enough time to see that they're lined up well. And then what I like to do is turn whatever layer. The DSP I'm using, Yvonne, is the, I thought I had it out here yet. It's the one that, oh, I do. Just a sec. It's the product of the month from last month, from December, called True Blue Florals. And as far as I know, it is still available. So if anybody wants to check the, well, that's not straight. You can see I've got more up here than down there, but it's done now. And as we discussed in the class today, better done than perfect. And I think the comment was, if anybody complains about it, they won't get another card. So if one of you is a Betty, you stay up too late. Yeah, the finish that section. You know, the Pam had sent me a puzzle after she'd been here as a hostess. Thank you, which I really appreciate. And it was really different because it had sections. So you could finish one section, Betty, before you went to bed. It was sections A, B, C, D, E, F, and you worked your way across A, B, C, D, E, F. And it was really neat. First of all, when I saw that, I thought, oh, don't be such a wuss. Just figure it out. And oh, I kind of like that. It kind of camouflages my unevenness there. So there's our 4 cards. Now, I do want to put some embellishments on them. So that puzzle was really neat with those choices to just put them in, do one section. Probably took me 2 days, not 1 day, but yeah. So then I've got these Sparkle Dot Essentials, which have Night of Navy in them. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to put on. And not a lot, but some. Because maybe I don't want to quite that big. And we work in 3s, as you probably know. And one of the other ones, and I'll show you that in a minute, that I did, they have ribbon on. You can do all different kind of things. That one, I think I'll only put 1 on. This one can have some more of the little ones up here. And, oh, thank you, Catherine. Catherine likes the cards. Catherine's going on a holiday pretty soon. She was telling us the other day in a meeting I was in. So I'm happy you're here to share with me before you go, Catherine. So I do hope that if you make cards like this, maybe when you get the tutorial, or maybe if you've seen it done before and you know how to do them, please share them on my Saturday share, because that way we can all enjoy them. And it's great to be able to share like that. So there's my cards. Now, I think we've probably got time that I can go ahead and show you how I made the box, if you're interested. And if you're not, come back and watch the replay. Those are the dimensions, but you might not be able to read them from there. So I used, for the boxes, I used the two-tone paper. Lighter, darker. And it is 11. Where I'm going to put that piece. I don't need this anymore. 11 by 8.5. So you've got, when you cut the 11, you've got a 1-inch strip, which I'm going to use for the belly band. And then I have scored it with the 11 at the top at 2.5, 3, 7.5, and 8. Then with the 8.5 at the top, it's 3/4, 1.25, 7.25, 7 3/4. And I know you can't see this, but this is what has to come out to make the box. And I can decide if I want the dark side out or the light side out. When you can't see it, I can hardly see it, and I've got it right in front of me. And you have to do this on all 4 corners. Oh my goodness. If I'm not using a paper trimmer, I'd never be able to see it. So do you use the two-tone paper? And if you do, what do you use it for? I find it's a little bit heavier than DSP, but not as heavy as cardstock. So it's kind of that in-between that we need for some things. And for this, because I needed 11, well, I guess a regular sheet would work too, but I wanted to be able to fold it quite easily. So there's my base. And I'm going to now fold on all the score lines. And I think for this one, I will probably use the lighter color. Did I do that one wrong? I did. See, I told you I couldn't see that side. I guess it's better that I cut too little than too much, right? Hello, Ines. Catherine, you haven't used two-tone paper. I've got quite a bit of it. I bought because Stampin' Up! Has multi-packs. I bought quite a few of those when they first came out, and I have to remember to use them for regular card making even. So this is all there is to this box. So then you might notice that this is a 3-inch, this is a 2.5-inch, so it depends on what you want to have showing. I know in Lillian's video for it, she wanted, one of them she used the shorter end because she wanted a gift card to show here, kind of thing. So it, and you just glue up one side of it, and then you hold it together with the belly band otherwise. So most difficult part is holding this long enough that it's square and stays. I tried, I thought of putting one of our glass blocks in here to be able to push down on, but it's too thick. Yes, Catherine has bought the multi-packs too, and automatically goes to paper. Yeah, I know I've seen some where if you use like a die cut that you can cut out either side, and then it gives you the correct hue, I guess, or it's the correct color of paper, just that one is a little bit darker. And it is white core, so it does make great if you use embossing folders on it. It gives you that white, that different color on the inside kind of thing. So there's the box. I do have, so there's room for, I don't want that one. That one looks like it's very vanilla. 4 envelopes, 4 cards, and they fit inside. So there's that. Then for putting the belly band, I would turn the opposite. And first of all, I would take this and just curve it a little bit so it's got a little bit of give. I'm going to use tear and tape on the ends. And you could use Velcro or magnets, Pam says. Yes, you could, probably. I tend not to use those things. I don't know why. So I'm going to put one there, and then I'm going to put the other one on this side. And, well, that was weird. It said I was offline. Hopefully, I don't know how that's possible when I'm plugged directly into my modem. But anyway, maybe the wind is doing weird things in my part of the country. But so to stick those together, I'm just going to lay them on here and not pull it too tight because I do want to be able to get it off. So it does slide. And of course, it will slide more after it's been doing it for a while. And then I'm going to put this on with, again, a couple dimensionals. It's not the right one. What happened to it? Oh. Probably a couple like that. Yes, momentarily froze. Sorry, Betty. It did do that. And another one of my sequins just right there. So there's your box and your 4 cards. Let me know what you think. And I'm going to show you 2 other sets so you can see how the same thing looks so different with different paper and a different designer paper and different cardstock. Okay, so this one I'm going to open up because then it will be more visible for the cards here. Okay, don't need that. There, and there, and there's my belly band. Then I have the very first one I did with, I'm going to say, Darling Duckling, maybe? And it is a set with the pear paper. So you can see I use different greetings, but they're all the same 4 cards. This one would be like this one. This one would be like this one. But see how different they look when you look at the 2 of them? And this one for this one. So that's the Darling Duckling ones. And then I did also another one with the blue. And yes, Yvonne, they certainly would make a nice gift. This one is using a lighter blue from that set for the bottom. And again, using the new stamp set, I did use different embellishments. These are really sparkly, if you can tell. But this one, I couldn't find a die that I was pleased with, so I just cut around it with scissors. Have you ever done that? And do you like doing that? That's kind of a fussy cutting. This one, I did do some shading around the edge to make it stand out with white. This one is just cut with the Stylish Shapes dies. And this one, I just cut the ends off so that I had a happy birthday. So there is my samples for you. So please, like I say, let me know if there's anything you would like me to try. Betty has sent me one thing that I'm going to try to figure out. Pam has suggested one other thing. So please keep doing that. I love trying new things. And I certainly love sharing them with all of you. Thank you again for joining me, and I will see you next time. Take care.